All right, so tonight we're diving into a pretty crucial UEFA Europa League matchup.
Definitely.
We've got Porto taking on Olympiacos,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's a big one for both sides.
Big stakes?
Yeah, huge stakes.
Yeah.
Porto, they're fighting to stay alive in this competition.
Yeah, they're right on the edge.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Need a result.
And Olympiacos, they're
Looking to advance.
they're trying to lock it in.
Yeah,
So, obviously a lot of pressure on both teams.
absolutely.
So let's just set the stage a little bit, right? I mean, we got two pretty well-known clubs here.
Yeah, yeah.
Porto, Portuguese powerhouse, right?
Yeah, they're a giant in Portugal.
Historically.
Mm-hmm.
And then Olympiacos, Greek side,
Yeah, another big club, dominant in Greece.
very dominant.
Yeah, definitely.
So just at a high level, I mean, this Porto team, right? They're coming in, I wouldn't say struggling, but they're definitely
They've had a rough go of it lately.
they've had a rough go of it. Yeah,
They've had some stumbles.
a lot of folks probably didn't expect that.
Not the start they wanted.
No.
And they lost their coach, too,
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
early in the season.
I turned to-
Another layer of,
Instability.
instability. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of where Porto's sitting.
Yeah.
Now Olympiacos, on the other hand,
Well, they're looking pretty good.
they're looking pretty strong.
I mean, they haven't lost a match in
It's wild. Yeah.
16 games.
16 matches. Yeah, across all competitions.
Mm-hmm. They're on a roll.
So I think just looking at the form of both teams right now,
It's interesting.
it's kind of an interesting contrast.
Yeah.
But let's dig into the Porto situation a little bit more, right? I mean, how dire is it for them, right? I mean, are they on the verge of
Elimination.
elimination? Yeah.
Well, they're right on the bubble.
Okay.
Like
yeah.
they're just inside that top 24.
Okay. So they still control their own destiny.
Exactly. But they can't afford any slip-ups.
Right.
They need points. They need a result here.
Yeah. And you mentioned earlier, losing the coach.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think that kind of speaks to the broader picture here, right? I mean, they've had a really rough start to 2025.
It's been rough, yeah.
And you mentioned they lost their coach, but I mean, they lost all 3 games.
Yeah, all 3 games. And those were those weren't against pushovers.
No, they were against good teams.
Yeah, they were up against it.
Right. So I mean, I think there's legitimate cause for concern.
Right.
And to your point, like they haven't been knocked out before the knockout stage since the 2005-06 season.
That's right.
So I mean, that's a long time.
A long time.
Yeah, that's a long run of success in this competition.
Mm-hmm. A lot of pride there.
So they're definitely
They're feeling the heat.
they're feeling the pressure.
Yeah.
Okay, but let's talk about the other side of this, right? They're at home.
Right.
They're playing in front of their home fans.
Yeah, and they're tough to beat at home.
I mean,
They haven't lost there all season.
they haven't lost there all season.
It's a fortress.
And we're not just talking, a couple of close wins.
No.
10 clean sheets.
10 clean sheets, yeah.
So I mean, clearly they do something different at home.
They really turn it up a notch.
Yeah.
It's a different beast altogether.
Yeah. And just to add to that, we talked about their recent struggles, but historically they've actually got a pretty good record against Greek teams.
That's right. Yeah.
And even against Olympiacos specifically, I mean,
You'll beat them twice in 20.
yeah, 2-0 wins.
Yep.
2-0 wins.
Mm-hmm. Shut them out both times.
So I think despite all the recent kind of woes, yeah,
Mhm.
I think there's still reason to believe that Porto can get a result here
Oh, for sure.
at home.
For sure. I mean, you can't discount their home form, and they have that history against Olympiacos.
Right.
So, yeah, Porto, they're definitely a threat.
Okay. So let's shift gears a little bit.
Okay.
Let's talk about this Olympiacos side.
Right.
We talked about their unbeaten streak.
Mhm.
I mean, what's fueling that run? I mean, is it just kind of
I mean, they're just playing really well.
okay?
They're solid defensively,
Okay.
and they're clinical going forward.
Okay.
I mean, they put 3 past Braga
Oh, that's right. That's right.
earlier in the competition.
Yeah, and Braga's
A good team.
another Portuguese side.
Another Portuguese side, and they handled them pretty comfortably.
Yeah, yeah. So clearly they're not afraid of coming into Portugal
No, no, they're not intimidated.
and getting a result.
No, not at all.
But we did mention earlier uh, their away form
Hmm.
in the Europa League hasn't been quite as dominant.
It's been a little shaky.
Yeah.
1 win in 3 matches.
Right. So I mean, is that a
Buvapensis, yeah.
it could be, yeah. And do you think, I mean, obviously Porto is going to be up for this game, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, like their season's on the line.
Yeah, they're going to be fired up.
Do you think that home crowd, that atmosphere can kind of
Play a factor.
play a factor? Yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
in maybe exposing some of those away kind of
Vulnerabilities.
vulnerabilities.
Yeah, I mean the crowd can really get on you, especially in a place like that.
Right.
It's a tight stadium.
Yeah.
It's loud.
Yeah.
And if Porto get on top early,
If you get that early goal.
yeah, if they get that early goal, that crowd's going to be